Ahoy, mateys, and welcome. Know, O viewers, that between the years when the oceans drank Atlantis, and the gleaming cities, and the rise of the sons of Ares, there was an age undreamed of, with shining kingdoms lay spread across the world like blue mantles beneath the stars. Hither came Conan, the Cimmerian, black-haired, sullen-eyed, sword in hand, a thief, a reaver, a slayer, with gigantic melancholies and gigantic mirth, to tread the jeweled thrones of the earth under his sandaled feet, and destined to wear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. But this is not his story. Instead, we turn our eyes to the Exiles and the crew of two different pirate ships. Their stories are many and varied. Not to be kings in their future, yet still destiny has touched their lives. Let me tell you the days of high seas adventure. And so, welcome back, my pirates. We had a week off there. We look back to our pirates as they have pulled into a natural harbor to weather a storm. And during this time, Milady Saito, playing Caitlin, has been entertaining the troops by keeping them engaged on board the ships during the rains, gathering up everything that they can, and having a good time doing so. And it's a good thing, because the crew of this pirate ship has made a deal with what could possibly be the devil, a lich who seems to be in league with with Cthulhu, and so they must follow with this, or Fausto will have his soul taken by his lich. And so it's a good thing that these individuals are given a little bit of free time, because another issue has cropped up inside of the cabin owned by Fausto on the ship ran by Captain Lamboros. Kelmick has brought forth an object, which I need to actually retcon from last time. I said it was a Shoggoth pearl. It's actually ground from the tooth of a spawn of Cthulhu, not a Shoggoth. So we need to correct that. I apologize for that. And everyone was kind of talking about this object, and they noticed the strangeness of it, how it seems to be drawing Kelmick to it, and Fausto felt this as well. And so I want to go ahead and turn it back to you guys in your cabin, speaking about these things, as the rain kind of pounds down on the deck. And I turn it back over to you. Actually, I would like to go ahead and just reintroduce. We've been gone for a week. I think it's a good idea to reintroduce everyone. Captain Lamboros, played by Dionysus of Tabletop Anthologies. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
And then we have
Good day.
Severian playing Fausto.
Hello there.
Unfortunately, Hades playing Gannis could not join us today, but he is with us in his tiny little spirit. We have Turd playing Kelmick. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
And Tabletop Tony playing Aaron.
Yo, yo.
And then from Diesel Shots, we have Lee. Oop, that's not how you spell that. There we go. We have Lee playing Cord, now a captain of another ship, the Sea Reaver. Sir.
Hello there.
And last but not least, we have Milady Saito playing Caitlin. Good afternoon, Milady.
Good afternoon.
And so now I turn it back to Fausto and the crew in his cabin, discussing what's to be done with this object that Kelmick has brought before you.
So just to clarify the what you had just said about this pearl, I know that, and that's what I had explained to everyone then.
Yes.
So basically,
yes.
we know. Okay.
You know that you don't know much about the mythos when it comes to this creature, except for that it was. They basically looked like Cthulhu, that they followed with all of the things about him, but they were much more mortal than this ancient being. And so, even though it was, it's not from a Shoggoth, it's actually from a spawn of Cthulhu, it's still an object of great power.
Okay. Trying to remember if we decided that Kelmick keep it for now. I think that's what we were talking about, where we left off.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think that's what ended up happening.
Okay. Kelmick, you may retain this pearl, but Keep a close eye on it. Do not let it overtake you.
Right. Yeah. I will not. And my eyes don't have to worry about them.
And if you could, Fausto, do me an observation check, difficulty 1, sir.
Okay. Sheet's taking a second to load.
That's fine.
Sheets taken.
Yep.
They're taking the sheet.
You notice that Claudius is kind of, if for the audience who don't know Claudius is a gigantic crab, a gift from Dagon, trying to escape a kraken that passed by the ship, and has now become almost a familiar to Fausto. You feel like a snipping motion at your hip, and you see the big claw of Claudius kind of clamping around this twine that is holding that monkey paw that we talked about to clip it and knock it off of your belt.
You said that I can't really communicate without casting the spell with him.
Correct. I mean, you can
Okay.
basically it's like having a really evil cat. Right? Like, you can try and communicate with it, but odds are it's either not going to understand or not give a fuck about what you say.
Okay. I would just hold up the monkey paw and I don't know, see how Claudius is reacting to it, if it's indicating anything on it in some certain way.
Claudius is reaching for it with his gigantic crab arm.
Give it to me, Dad.
I would give it to him and
And
let curiosity get the best of me.
He clamps onto it. In the minute, remember, this thing had 2 fingers up, right?
Yeah.
The minute that he does, one of the fingers goes down.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, your brain just becomes awash in this chatter, right? And all of this chatter is like, it's talking about Dagon and the undead crabs and what is going on. Why did we not kill the crabs? Why did we not kill the crabs? Why did we not kill all the crabs? Why did we not kill all the crabs? And it's just constantly bombarding you right now to a point where you can barely think.
Damn. I don't even know how I would respond to that. Fausto's probably like crippled right now on his knees, trying to regain control.
And
Yeah.
you
okay?
drop down, right? Claudius kind of approaches you, and he's actually looking at you with his little beady eyes, and he's like, "What are we doing?" You have his voice in your head now. He's like, "What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?" Snap, 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 snap.
I focus real hard and try and respond to him with my mind, I guess, and say, "What did you just do?"
And he kind of like looks at you, and he's like, "Dagon, speak. Tell me, object. Give wish. Speak to you."
There are consequences for using that object.
There are
What have you done?
consequences. There's consequences for ignoring Dagon.
What does Dagon wish?
And he kind of snaps his claws a couple of times, and he seems like he's almost calming down just a little bit now. And he says in your mind, by the way, this is all in your mind. He says,
Yeah.
Dagon believes creature on island monstrosity. Not sure what happened if you go through with deal.
My soul is bound.
You anger Dagon. That's Dagon's soul, yes?
Yes, you are correct.
You give Dagon's soul away to other things?
I will speak to Dagon, not you.
And so he kind of like claps his claws around, and he kind of scuttles back, and he drops the monkey's paw with its middle finger still up. right?
All right, so I take it back after everyone just saw me staring at Claudius on down on my hands and knees, probably.
It's just staring at each other. Like,
Are things
It's
all
all
right,
well
are we,
with the
friend?
crab.
We have angered Dagon. We must tread lightly. I will pray to him, pray for forgiveness, and that he not crush our ship out on the ocean.
Oh, more magic bullshit.
How have we angered him?
The deal that I made. My soul is now split between that deal and Dagon himself.
So all the more
Does it
reason
matter
we'd be successful in our journey.
Yes. It is a matter I will tend to the best I can.
Fausto, you hear in your mind. There's this like almost. It's almost like the crab now doesn't know what to call you. And it says, it's like, human. Dagon says, move quickly with this deal and never again let this happen.
Wait, who hears that? Just Fausto?
Only Fausto.
All right.
I take it your request to speak with management was denied. I'm sorry.
Claudius brings out a cup of tea, right? And kind of sips. He's like, "So, Cord, you don't like magic, huh?"
I'm like, I'm fond of magic, not fond of seafood either. I got points in both columns.
So it's up to you guys now. What's your what's the battle plan here?
If we must make haste between the skeleton and this dark kraken summoning god, then it should seem that we have but one course to cut. Straight south for Tortage, where we shall find this self-styled queen and see if we cannot finesse her for jewelry, and then abscond with it, hopefully by some artful guile, or else by swift force. With any luck, she already has enemies who we can frame. She's part of the Red Brotherhood, not due to slight them openly.
I'll pull Cord aside, and I would say, need to keep an eye on Kelmick. Should that ball orb start to possess him, we need to move drastically. We need to protect him, we will.
So what do you propose we do about this situation?
We let it play out. If he can control himself, then he can hold on to it. If it starts to control him, we shall reassess things and speak with our Fausto and gain his advice from there.
Well, he's always in the crow's nest. He won't be hard to keep an eye on.
Understood.
I'll make
Kinda
sure it doesn't
wander-
get out of hand.
Kind of wander up deck and check in with Milady.
It's a party up here.
It is a party indeed.
It is a party, and you see Caitlin definitely pouring drinks and making sure people are just dancing and eating, but mostly drinking, because the more they drink, the less they know that they haven't eaten much. So there's little like tiny things that she's doing subtly to make sure the preserves are still there, but the morale is still extremely high.
Milady, has the weather let up at all? Enough to sail again?
That is a good question.
So
yes,
as of right now, you know that there's storms right outside of here, and so leaving this safe port probably isn't smart, at least for the next 4 or 5 hours. the fact that half of the crew, if not more, have had a little bit more to drink than...
It's not something we should be doing right now for
Yeah.
obvious reasons. Of course, you already knew that because of the weather previously that got us here. So, I don't understand. I'm sorry. The fact that you asked that makes me laugh.
What, the weather?
It's just not the fact that you asked that if we should sail right now.
Oh, I didn't. No, it was more of what the weather's let up, not if we're ready to sail.
Right. Of course, Captain. Yes. No, we are to stay in for at least we'll say 5 hours. What do you say, everyone? We say 5 hours.
Yeah!
What's
Stay
the blood
here,
alcohol
drink
level here? I'm gonna need you to blow right here, ma'am.
Caitlin! Yes!
Yes.
New Caitlin for captain!
I don't know about that. That's it. No.
Downstairs, I would be like,
Hey, Kelmick, how you feeling?
Oh, Cap, I feel just fine. How about you? How are you feeling?
Well, right as the rain, I suppose. Sounds like there's drinking upstairs. We should probably tend to our ship and make sure we don't get outdone. Don't want anybody hopping boats for a party pooper.
I agree.
I will say, because it was such a long talk, that Caitlin may have already offered those who are on the, especially if they were already on the deck of the other ship, you should come over here. It's a lot more fun.
Oh, and the minute that an officer from the other ship offered, the launches were launched. Like, there is a skeletal crew on that other ship right now. Just keeping it anchors weighed. Like, that's it.
well, if they're drinking out of the alcohol supply on this ship, I'm not complaining.
No. Grog is pretty. We have a lot of grog on our ship, so.
I'm gonna come make merry a moment on the deck then.
Yeah,
Time for
might
a
as
drink, Kelmick. Take your mind
Might
off
as-
things.
Besides, it's important for this to happen. At least what Caitlin's thinking is for the crew not to feel too separated, to where they don't the other crew would ditch them in a heartbeat. So it's I want them to feel like they're a group and they can rely on each other. So drink and make bonds, then go the fuck back over to that ship and use their supplies afterwards.
The after party.
Yeah, you go the fuck over there afterwards. But it's definitely it's more to keep that morale high, as well as to be hey, we still have companions or compatriots over there, so we still have their back and they have ours. So don't feel too lost.
And it has the desired effect. The crews kind of work with Cord to switch out and make sure everyone gets over. There's probably too much drinking going on. This is a pirate crew after all. And yeah, so unfortunately, because of the amount of alcohol that's being drank, there's quite a few people who are passing out. You're going to be stuck here for another day. But two good things. Number one, your cook and Antony. By the way, before I get to that, Aaron, what is Aaron doing during all of this carousing and fun making and drinking?
Well, I'd say Aaron's probably pretty shooken up about this whole thing, as much as he doesn't like to let on. This is all kind of new fantasy bullshit that he's not really capable of understanding. So he's going to be scrubbing barnacles, wiping down, swabbing the deck, tightening ropes, securing supplies, making sure everything's in order, nice and neat. I probably have Anthony with me at some point. However, upon hearing that, would allow Anthony to... Well, obviously he's not mine to tell what to do, so...
Well, he would see that you're not drinking, right? You're
Right,
not, you're working, and he's like, oh, I'm not going to be shown up by this. So he actually works twice as hard. Everything that you're doing, if you're scrubbing like this, he's as hard as he can. He's diving into the water and trying to get under the boat. He is just going above and beyond. But at one point, he's taken away with the cook, and, this rain has just brought fish to the surface. and casting nets and everything brings a big old horde on board, and so you don't have to spend any food for today. Obviously your water barrels are all full. Because Caitlin came up with the idea, and I think Cord did on your other ship too.
Yeah, I think Gannis brought up water barreling. So we'd water barrel, we'd fish, keep it all in.
So the water is completely full now for both crews. Let's see here, rum, water, right there.
Do we have separate barrels for like food as well?
Everything's just kind of stored, just wherever it is. I really haven't kept track of what barrels are keeping what.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair.
So the next day, everyone, the first shift comes and starts waking up, and nobody's happy. Although the fact that the rain has kind of just started to taper off leaves that little bit of residual that everyone's kind of washing themselves up and drinking what they can, drinking their fill. So the hangovers are very minimal in terms of losing points or anything, or adding to difficulty. So with the rain stopping, let's see here, this is ocean, nope, this is general maps. Let me shut the rain off. And God said, let there no longer be rain. There we go. The day has risen. The weather seems beautiful. You can see dark clouds in the horizon off to the south. But for the most part, everything seems nice and calm. What's the plan here?
We're gonna sail south, I believe.
Yeah, wave, flag, due south.
Where are we going?
We are going to Tortage.
That is the place of the
Pirate Port. Our lady friend that holds the key to our treasure.
Right.
It's the queen there. Perhaps you should drink some more water, milady. You seem a bit hungover. Was it 2 for 1 with the crew and you?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to play the game to make sure it's believable in some sorts. Oh, God.
I walk up to her and I offer basically a shot of straight rum for the hair of the dog to kind of bring her around.
I take it quickly. Mother's old remedy, as they say.
Yes, make sure your blade is sharp. We shall set sail due south.
So no longer heading to Nuka then? You're going to head to Tortage?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're going to go straight south since our supplies were good, right, Cord?
Yeah, I mean, as I see it, we'll make Tortage, and
like 4 days depending on how well Aaron does and Nubru does.
And did I get any more food for the Sea Reaver from the fishing? That just sustained our food for the day.
Just for the day. You didn't have to waste.
Then, well, we might have to forage before we reach Tortage. Okay. But we'll be next to the island.
Yeah, we'll hit the. Weren't we gonna be like hitting this small island first and then kind of bouncing down?
Well, we're kind of like already off that small island, but the way I see it, we go south.
You're inside of a harbor here, a natural harbor.
Yeah, we go south 3 days, we reach the northern tip, and then we go for Tortage, is what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine with me.
Why do we need to stop? I apologize. I thought we were going for straight there.
We're going straight for Tortage, and then we're going to have to stop because I have 3 days of food, not 4.
And whoever that other helmsman is isn't as good as me, so I mean we're gonna get there like 2 weeks in advance.
And so I'd look to my lady and be like, "Can we spare some food for the Reaver, so that we do not have to stop?"
I mean, if they are struggling with food, we could we could definitely. How is the not that I care too terribly much, but how is the morale over there?
It's good. It's the same as on your ship. You basically kept it up on a good level for everyone. And by the way, because Dagon's Embrace is such a smaller ship compared to the Sea Reaver, with the amount of crew, it's 2 days of food equals 1 for them.
So you'd have to go down to 4 to put me up to 4. So I'd say you just keep 6, and then we sail south. And if we hit something, they might have food on them. So
Okay.
I'm down to
Like
sail south.
a wave. Like if you hit a gigantic wave. I mean, you know.
You see that she has an idea, but she's reluctant to say it. It's pretty obvious that she has a resolution to this, but she actually steps away from it and says, "Of course, that sounds like a great idea."
What's on your mind?
She immediately just like, nothing. Of course, let's stop.
Well, all right then.
Milady, are you sure you don't want to share what is on your mind?
She kind of pulls the captain aside a little bit and says, it is maybe possible that, I go over there with Banthis and we extend their food rations that they have over there, but she goes, I have a headache and I do not want to go over there, and Banthis is not going to go over there if I don't go over there, and that ship sways more. I will puke.
Well, perhaps in a few days you shall regain your sea legs, and it's another option that we could approach should we need to.
We only need to extend 1 day, right?
Correct.
Okay, then towards the end of the day, then the last day we could move over to the other ship for the last day, and we can extend their food rations out without them noticing. Or we can change it up and extend their food rations for the first day that we're over there. And it would do better because they'll eat better at the end of the trip. It makes more sense to keep the morale into the idea they don't know that their food is going lower than the opposite. So if you scam them on their first lunch, their last lunch will not be harmed as badly. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. We shall go with that.
Son of a saltwater dog.
I gave her a hearty pat on the back, and never shake the baby. Hopefully that just works it up and out. Your sacrifices are noted, milady.
I hope so.
I'd offer to hold my hand out, but I don't want to catch anything that.
Oh my gosh.
It is up to you,
Why do we
Cord.
dawdle here? Human, why do we dawdle? We wait. Dagon is angry. Why do we wait?
Yeah, I think we.
So, I was about to actually ask, out of character, was it Tortage where the medallion was, or I thought it was
Tortage.
Nuka?
No, it's in
Tortage.
Tortage.
You were originally going to go to
Okay.
Nuka to rally up some more troops because
I see.
you already crossed the Red Brotherhood effectively, and that is like their home base. So Lambro was originally thinking to head to Nuka. No, you guys are saying you're going to Tortage.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, so we have 2 different entities threatening us if we don't reach it. And the reality is that Nuka is a long enough sail. It's 6 days if we're lucky. So we're going to have to probably voyage at least 1 more time, maybe 2 for Nuka. And then we could go there. And I was hoping to have a carouse in Nuka, but that's going to be another week.
Yeah. And he's gonna be breathing down Fausto's neck.
So, on the one, I don't, out of character, I don't know how serious the threat is, but in character, Cord's getting signals that say, I don't want to fuck with this for any longer than I have to, especially knowing what happened to Captain Heimdall, so I'm in favor of gunning it. And Tortage is a hive of scum and villainy that I suspect I'll be able to find people to join me, regardless.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend going to Noonkind and getting more people, because you would just have to explain why you have to get more people, then rebond them, and then have to use more rations to get them all the way to.
Yeah,
to
it's
the
gonna be
current one.
it's gonna wind up being a sum total of expense when we don't have that much cash on hand. So
And time. So
And there's no guarantee that they would be 100% loyal when all we are doing is going to what would be
another port
Las
base-
Vegas. You know what I mean? Like a free ride to Las Vegas. You want to come? And it's like, nah.
Drop
I
the
will.
sails and weigh the anchors. Let fate, fortune, and destiny all slash aside in favor of our bold ascent to Tortage and beyond. We shall
Good.
be kings and queens of the pirate seas.
Right. Cord, do you need help with your problem today?
Well, I could use some cooking if anybody was,
So you
all
don't
right.
need help?
If anybody was around and knew anything about cooking, I could really appreciate it. I'm quite the gourmand.
She glances over real quick as if to over her shoulder to Banthus with a little bit of a worry, and it's like, great, get Tony and Banthus. We're going over to the other ship for a day.
Yes, Mom. Whatever you need. Of course. I go where you say.
Welcome to the seas.
And
That's
oh
away.
gosh, my head hurts. I feel great. Can someone find Xanthes? Tony, can you get Xanthes for me?
What? What do you need me to do?
Can you go get? We're going to the other ship for a little bit so you can show off your skills to the
Me?
other.
Me
Yes,
too?
you.
Me?
Yes, you.
But
You've
what
been
about
so
Aaron?
you've been doing so good. Well, we thought that you were doing so good. We needed to separate you from Aaron. We didn't want you to show him up.
Well, I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, he's getting old already, and he doesn't really understand how the sea
Exactly.
actually is. No, I get it
Yeah.
completely. I mean, he didn't
Exactly.
see. Did you see me out there fighting? I mean, I am so good at this stuff that it's just I'm. Thank you for noticing.
You're-
Let me grab my stuff, and he just
Yes, go
runs
get-
off like.
Go get your stuff, and she just glances over to Lambro with a look that says, "I'd rather die. This is where I'm at now."
I
You've
kind of
sent
tip
us
my
to
hat and acknowledge
death.
and understanding. And before we ship off, I would call for Alataro.
And so he kind of comes up from he's below deck, and he comes up and he's smoking on his pipe, and he's just kind of chewing on it, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, Pat. Thank you so much, Pat. We love you so much here. Thank you
Thanks,
thank you
Pat.
for joining
Shout
us
out.
today." And so Alataro comes up and he's kind of chewing on his pipe, and he looks down as he comes up, and he's like, "Yes."
Milady is going to the other ship to assist them in their food supplies.
Mm-hmm.
It's time you take control of the deck while she is gone.
And he looks up and he says, "What do you mean, Captain?"
You have the deck while she's gone.
Very well. And you can't read him, but the fact that he looked up and he turns around and he immediately begins to spit orders out, it seems like you kind of smoothed out some feathers there. And while that's happening, Aaron, where are you at? I assume that you're on deck, right? You're on the quarterdeck?
Yeah.
And so Claudius clamps up the quarterdeck, right? And he kind of walks up to you. And he stares up at you with his little beady eyes.
Tiny pinch.
Are you? Well, are you here to help? Are you just gonna look at me all funny?
Why are we not moving, human?
So you hear that
actually
in
talking
your
to me?
mind, yes, right? Like you.
What the?
Dagon blesses me. Why do we not move, human?
Is there anybody else around me?
I don't know. Might be. There's probably
I'm
all the
up there.
sailors getting everything ready.
Hello?
Up there, Alataro.
Hello? Anyone?
Human, Move this piece of wood. We must go. Dagon is becoming very angry.
Fausto, can you get your pet in order? Aaron, let us
So
set sail.
he's clamping that big meaty claw of his, right? Like, as he's saying this at you.
Are you
Must
threatening?
away.
I say away to the ship.
Fausto
step
comes up from below deck and sees you poking at Claudius.
I have a, probably like,
And Claudius has with his small claw, right? He's kind of holding onto it and moving it around. like he's holding onto it like it's a little bit of a tug of war.
Release him, creature of the deep.
And Claudius looks at Aaron like, release me. like he's talking to you.
Fausto, your crab speaks. I
Yeah.
think.
Yes, he does, in a sense. Claudius, I'd be saying this with my mind then, I guess.
Yeah.
Why do you harass the crew?
Dagon came to me in my sleep last night. While all of your humans drink the fermented...
He wouldn't know the word fermented. How do I want to put this?
You drink poison.
Water.
You drink poison, make mind foggy, and we sit. We do not move. Dagon is becoming angry. You pledge soul another again, and we sit. Who you pledge soul down to? You do 3, and then we sit. You do 4, then we sit. Human, Dagon angry.
What does Dagon wish of me?
Dagon wishes for you to move.
Towards Tortage.
Do not understand word, Tortage.
We will be moving very shortly. I am at the mercy of this crew.
You are at the mercy of Dagon.
This is true. But I do not have a way to transport myself otherwise.
So, I mean, it's pretty hard for a crab to huff,
Yeah.
right? But he kind of like, you see his little carapace kind of swell up for a second, and it lets. And what's kind of interesting here, Fausto, is you should start to notice that the interactions that you're starting to have with Claudius since that monkey paw are beginning to get a little bit more intelligent now. And so
Okay.
he kind of lets go with the mop, and kind of then trots off and heads towards your room to pout.
Pout.
All right.
So are we getting underway?
Yeah, Aaron,
I'm back on my ship and I'm waving
Full sail.
heading south. Like,
All right.
we
stick
ain't
with
got,
the Reaver.
we ain't got time to lose. We're heading south.
Hop
And-
to it.
I get
Yeah.
on the Sea Reaver, and I lean over on the travel to get there. I tell Banthus we need to stretch out 1 day's of food and make it look like it never happened, and then we'll get back to the regular ship in normal cozy fashion.
Of course, Mom. I will make it so. This is very easy for me.
If you have to make Anthony do a little bit of fishing, sorry, my head hurts. Fishing, then do what needs to be done. And
Of course, Mom. But Mom, may I?
Yes.
My mother often had these days when she would wake up and feel the same that you. Please give me, as we are underway. I will prepare something for you, and it will help with that.
oh, perfect. Thank you. You are a sea wench's blessing. Xanthus, do
Yes?
me a favor. Keep an ear to the ground with this new crew.
Of course.
We don't know them very well. Make friends. I'm gonna go lay down.
Okay. Yes, will do.
Oh, and
Alright.
Anthony,
Oh,
listen to Xanthus and Banthus while I'm sleeping. For the love.
All right.
But
All
should,
right.
But should
Get
I?
up.
Wait, should I be? I'm driving the ship, right? Like I'm on the rudder, right? That's my job. That's why I came over here, right? Right? I mean, that's why I'm here. Yes. Okay.
you're going
Yes.
to-
Yes. I'm here.
Right now.
All right.
Not right
Get out of
now.
my way.
Not
And so
right
he
now.
runs.
Not right now.
He's leaving. He's leaving.
I'm
Right?
gonna-
He's
I'm
already
gonna
like.
catch him, I'm gonna catch him by the shoulder, and I'm gonna be like,
You'll be having the shift after New Room.
What? But She brought me over here so that I could pilot the ship so that I didn't show up Aaron.
Anthony, the hardest time to sail is at night because of less vision. We need your expertise at night.
Okay.
You want to prove yourself, boy? Now listen to her and keep your fucking manners in line. This is my ship. All right, Kelmick, up in that nest.
Good night.
Away.
All
Let's
right,
not
Aaron.
tarry with gods and skeletons on our shoulder.
Aaron, give me that sailing roll, my friend.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
He's been fucking having his finger hovering over it.
Oh shit! Very nice.
Well done.
Aaron did that trick you can do in fucking Mario Kart. He had it pressed before you went go.
How do you want to spend that momentum? You want to share any with Nuru?
I want to share any with an NPC. Let me think.
Or do you want to
What do
spend
you
it
guys
on
think?
making the ship go faster, right? Because
Yeah, right.
success makes it for one day, right? Each momentum that you spend on that gives you another half day. And so basically you can make 2 days worth of travel in one, or you can give Nuru some momentum and maybe you guys can share that around a little bit.
Well, let's definitely divvy it up so we are standing within adequate pacing of each other.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to throw one. How many? So one in the Doom, and you're going to hold on to one.
One in the Doom.
It's don't worry about what that means. It's my talk.
Don't worry about that.
Oh.
Don't worry
I
about
was
that.
like, what?
So here, really quick, NPCs. I can't the programming. I can't use momentum. I have to use Doom. So I throw one into the Doom, and it does the roll for it.
I see. I was like, okay.
Yes.
So I'll use one. They'll use one.
Okay, so I'll bank one for you. We'll bank one for you, and then we'll throw the one in the Doom, and then it gets used up.
All right.
And so Nuru generates a momentum too. So
Great.
you guys could, if you spend 2 momentum in the pool currently, including that one, I will let you move 2 days worth of stuff in one.
That sounds great to me. So
Going fast.
Gotta go fast. And so poor Caitlin, getting out of this port, the ship just rocks like hell because it's a shallow draft and the oarsmen get up there and they're starting to get it in, and the ship's just going back and forth and it's just not a fun time. But you guys pull out of the harbor and you kind of come around and the winds are with you. There's black clouds that are kind of moving around and heading to the east, and you make it 2 days.
Is Kelmec on watch during the day?
I don't know. Is Kelmick on watch during the day?
Nighttime.
Okay.
I would like try and know where Kelmick. Like I would like casually check on Kelmick. There's not a lot of space on our ship, so it's not gonna be like rocket science to find him. I don't think, unless he's trying to hide, in which case I don't know.
Yeah, what is Kelmick doing during the day?
Basic ship maintenance, and when he's not doing that, he's sleeping. Like it pretty much. If he's not in the crow's nest, he's doing his duties.
Yep. Okay, so not the first time, but the second time that Kelmec goes to sleep within this trip, there's something I want to do. So whenever we hit that point.
So the shifts, right? In actuality, it's not day and night. It's shift 1 and 2, right? It's a 4-hour shift,
okay.
And so
Whenever he's sleeping, basically.
yeah, we could do that all in one day, I'd assume, if you want, or we can go one more go, and it's up to you, Fausto. Do you want to do it tomorrow, or do you want to do it today?
It would just be like the second time that Kelmec is sleeping. He's a little more comfortable that second time, probably.
Let's do it. Let's do it now.
Okay, so Kelmec, are you sleeping like in your quarters with a closed door, or how is
Well,
that?
we're on the Sea Reaver, which has like a deck and
just
then like kind of a place to maybe get under, and then like a captain's quarter. So
Okay, so maybe like a hammock or something somewhere.
Yeah.
maybe, but like I'm pretty sure it's in view of everyone else, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I would, because I guess I wouldn't even be on the same ship then, right?
No,
Because I think I'm on the other one.
Not unless you're on
so
the Sea Reaver.
that's what the
That's what
bottom.
I'm-
If you see on the map, that's what the second deck looks like
okay,
for the Sea Reaver, and then you have the top deck.
all right. So basically, I take my time to make sure I get this right. I go up on the top of the deck, make sure no one's really watching me too much, and I doubt anyone cares to observe the things that I do too closely on the ship. So I begin to cast Form of a Beast.
Okay. Go ahead and spend the resolve and do the sorcery roll. You spend in any doom or momentum?
I don't think I will, no.
Okay.
All right, if I can find the thing for it. There it is, and I think it's a D2 difficulty. Looking at the book.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. What's your goal here?
Since I'm not on the same ship, it'll have to be a bird.
I'm like a bird.
Some sort of seabird.
Okay.
It's not too big.
Let's see here. Consequences, list of spells. Sorry, I haven't. We don't do this too often. So, Oh,
the 19 got me. All right.
Yeah, it did.
Well, then nothing happens.
Would you like to try again?
Yeah, I mean, I would, if it fails, then I would try and really get it right, take my time, and go for it again.
You want to
consult
spend
some texts.
Spend any momentum or doom on that?
I'll spend one momentum if no one minds.
Not that anybody knows what you're doing anyways.
Right, it's true.
So yeah, this is starting. Oh
my God! I'm not rolling anything else.
All right, so this is on one of the night shifts. Yeah, your head explodes. Make sure you spend that other resolve. This is towards the night, right? The ships are kept a lot slower at night. The seas feel calm, and you kind of go out and you do your thing, right? The first time you get this awful headache. You get this awful headache, and it feels very similar to whenever your mind was intruded upon by Claudius. It feels very similar to that. But, through, as you said, you spend some time, you pull out your books, your tomes and everything. The Night Watch is very much avoiding you because they know you're a wizard, mind you. And you gradually just change form into a seagull, and you're able to fly to the other ship. That both of the ships are moving so slow at night that it's very easy to get there. So you land on the other ship. What are you doing?
I probably wouldn't land. I would circle above once around just to try and line up a shot to get down under deck where Kalmek is probably sleeping. So I can fly down, swoop down there, land, look for him, and I'm basically going to try and find that pearl he has and bring it back with me.
Okay, so do I think it's going to be a thievery check. Let's see here, Fausto. So skills, this would be a thievery check. Or I'll let you do it as an athletics check.
Thievery would be better for me.
Okay. And Kalmek. Fausto, you'll be doing it at difficulty 1. Kalmek, I need you to do an observation check at difficulty 3.
All right, boss, can you roll that for me?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Oh, Nellies. Okay, so that's going to take. Oh wow, that's going to take that difficulty down. Yeah, you did.
It's not like let's start this over.
Oh, there's another one. 20.
So, Fausto, you kind of scoop this thing up into your bird mouth, right? Like mine, oh, right. And Kalmek, you wake up to see this bird swallowing your stone. What do you do?
Oh my God.
Well,
this is gonna be bad.
I guess first off, as soon as he wakes up, he would be grabbing his whip, and he would be chasing this thing, cracking at it wildly, more as like a scare tactic to make sure it doesn't go out the door. And he'd be watching closely to see how this stone is affecting him while it's inside of his mouth.
Well, that's the thing. Fausto, what do you do whenever Kalmek wakes up and starts cracking this whip?
I'd probably try and fly up to the deck and just turn back into human up there.
Yeah, the minute that you start to try and fly away, you swallow the stone.
Good. Perfect. I keep flying away.
And you turn back
Good
into
job,
a human.
Anthony.
And so this
Wait,
would
so
be...
he turns back into a human on the deck?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this would be shift 1 because Kelmick is on shift 2 and asleep. So that means Aaron's on deck on the quarter deck. Cord, whatever shift you're on, whoever's it would be whoever's on each one of these decks. So it's important on who's on what shift. Because as this all begins to happen, the ships all kind of rock. Left, port, then starboard. Port, then starboard. Aaron, you look out over the bow and you see a shipwrecker coming straight for you on the flank.
Which side?
Port side.
It's a rogue wave.
It's a rogue wave.
It's a rogue wave.
So
Port side.
who's in charge of each ship right now?
Holy shit.
I am awake, I believe. So I would be. You mean like piloting?
Well, it's just who's in charge of the ship. Piloting would fall underneath. Aaron would be the pilot on the other ship, and it's Nuru on your current ship by the charts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm awake, and I would shout, "Rogue wave, get ready for it to hit! Batten it down! Prepare yourselves!"
And so the oarsmen start to ship oars because, you know, they kind of have them out, you know, ready to go in case something happens. They ship them and they start battening everything down. What's happening over on the on Dagon's Embrace?
I got back over there, right? I'm on I'm on the Dagon's Embrace now.
Did you?
Did I? It's been a day. It's been a day.
We're still in that first day. We're still in that first day. I think you're on this ship that's going to make you sick. I think we want to get you a little bit more seasick. No, you're on that ship still.
Oh, son of a.
Yep, you're on. You're still on my oar ship.
Get ready for the bumpiest ride you'll have, Caitlin. Just think, it's all down wave from here.
And Dagon gets angry at puns, just so you... No, I'm just kidding. Actually,
How far
Dagon
away is
loves
it
puns.
from us?
It's coming fast. You don't have time to think or do anything major. What are you doing?
I would be shouting to Aaron, you know, if you think you can get us head into it, do it. If not, we have to stay how we are because we're gonna get rocked if we start turning.
Right. Assessing the size of the wave in our ship and what we have available, you know, what are my chances of doing that?
Well, you being the skilled seaman that you are, believe that you have the skills that would be required to get this ship turned in time for this rogue wave to hit and be able to take it on your bow instead of on your flank. You're not sure about the Sea Reaver given your experience with the pilot over there.
All right, Captain, I could bring us around, but I don't think the Sea Reaver has a chance of bringing that around.
Well, we're too small to protect it. We must do what we can for us and hope the Sea Reaver is afloat when this wave dissipates.
All right.
You know, I'm shouting at Aaron. Aaron's shouting at the crew. I don't want to say what you're shouting. Actually, sorry.
So yeah, the crew's already running around here in Rogue Wave. Most of them already know what to do. This is not their first rodeo.
Rodeo?
Wait, Rogio?
Don't
so
start.
they want to get the that wave on the leeward side. Yes.
Leeward side.
And so
I know him.
What's happening over Fausto? What's happening with the rock in your stomach and you turning back into a human on board that ship?
Yeah, also, I definitely saw that shit, right? Like,
It's like, ta-da! Fausto!
Fausto!
I would just appear...
What the hell is he... What? What's the meaning of... Oh, fuck. Better not be magic related.
Yeah, I would just appear suddenly and just look around the deck like this, hands folded behind my back, and Kelmick's probably coming up, rushing and whipping from the, below deck, and I just turn slowly to him. Kelmick, how fares the
The
pearl?
whip stopped, so I'm running at you full speed with a football tackle. So you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
Just
It's
let
probably
it go.
gonna be very short. It's all
Say
your
what you
your
want.
attempts, maybe.
All right, so that's
I
going to
would say
be
I'd cast something, but I don't want to roll another 20. So
so that's going to be a Kalmik, you'll be doing a melee check, difficulty 1. Fausto, are you going to try to get out of the way?
yeah, I guess that's all I can do.
That would be an athletics check. So each one of you, difficulty 1. Oh, you want me to roll for you, Kalmik?
Please.
Kalmik the Sly. Melee in a way. Average difficulty. And so, Fausto, you are able to kind of dodge out of the way of Kalmik. Tell me what happens.
Kelmek's probably just storming, barreling straight towards me, and I would just step to the side, hands still clasped behind my back.
And what does Kalmik do?
So Kelmek, as he's running, slips and he ends up going on all fours and he turns himself around. And first of all, I want to ask you, how is Kelmek feeling? Is he still is this still a Gollum
Smeagol
situation?
Thing? Yeah. The minute that was taken from you by an outside force, you felt its pull on you dissipating.
Okay. Then I guess Kelmek would probably put his back up against whatever hard surface is behind him, the hall or whatever is behind him, a box. And he's gonna scream over to Cord and he's gonna say, "Captain! The deal we made with Fausto, why did he take it? Why did he come in and take it while I was asleep?"
Rogue wave, batten down, and I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna just try and secure Fausto and grab the fucking railing and say, "You're both gonna get yourselves killed, damn it!"
And what's Caitlin doing during all this? Because this rogue wave is coming in.
The second I hear Rogue Wave, I look over to oh god, Xanthes, and I say quickly, "Can you do better? Can you do better than current?"
And he kind of goes,
"Oh, that's great. Let's just tie it down. Then I'm gonna fucking drown if we don't tie it down."
So, Aaron, I have a question, Aaron. Given that you have a mini-me, what do you think Antony would do in this situation, knowing a rogue wave's coming and Nuru's on the helm right now? Do you think
he'd kick Nuru off and try to sail better than she is,
I just wanted
or at least
to
make
check.
an effort of it.
And so here
Without a
comes
doubt.
Antony, running up the slow motion up the steps to get up to the quarterdeck, right? I don't know if it looks like an Urukai kind of going in for the bomb, or if it's like there goes my hero. But he tries to jump on that rudder with Nuru, and both of them grab on, because it's not a wheel, right? They grab on and get ready and try to steer this ship into the wave. And so, Aaron, I need you to do me a sailing check at difficulty 3. Remember, you can spend Doom, and you can spend Momentum.
I'm going to use 1 momentum on this. I have a reroll, so I'm going to depend on these chances. I'm going to take these chances here.
Okay. Right. And so, Nubru, what is Nubru going to do in terms of Momentum and Doom?
All right, I'm going to reroll that 17.
Okay.
I think that take 1 Doom for the extra.
Take 1 Doom, pass it around.
99 bottles of Doom on the wall.
So you said take 1 Doom.
Take 1 Doom.
I'm going to increase this by 2, and then it'll go down by 1 here in a second. All right, movement, difficulty 3. This is an agility check. 1 Doom, and Aaron, I don't know if you remember about Fortune. Fortune gives you an extra die and makes it immediately a 1. I will allow you a posthumous Fortune spend if you would like.
You know what?
Ooh.
Let's do it. I haven't used one yet. We'll use Fortune. So I'm down to 1 point then, apparently, according to my sheet.
And we need to pray. Somebody, Fausto, pray to Dagon.
Fausto has pissed him off. That's not the person to ask.
No
would
prayers.
be praying to Dagon there on the side of the deck.
What do you say to Dagon? Not today?
Yeah, not today.
Oh, we got an
Oh,
extra die. Let me
Spider
throw that bad bay in
Queen,
there.
She has brought Dagon's gift.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
no.
So Anthony, by the way, was the one that rolled a 2 and a 3. His movement is 2, which means that he just rolled 3 successes.
Amazing.
Okay, so that takes the ship, the Sea Reaver, up to 5 successes.
I scream loudly, "This is why we brought you, you
Hey.
son of a bitch!"
And he is just howling into the wind as he holds onto the rudder. And Nuru's kind of like looking back at him like, the fuck? Like, and he's just having a blast as both of these ships just go straight into this rogue wave, lift up over it, come crashing down on the other side without being touched. Dagon has blessed all of you. Actually, Spider Queen Long has blessed all of you. Veronique has blessed all of you. Blessings is going, fuck this, right inside of inside of Dagon's embrace. And you continue on through your travels, having passed a very, very difficult trial. And so,
I would
before
let
I
go
go
of
to the
Fausto
next
and be
day,
like,
yeah, we need
"The
to deal
fuck
with
was
that.
Is it next day or is it the?
No. We're still dealing with the Fausto
Okay.
situation.
Fausto materialized out of a bird on our deck, and Kelmick tried to kill him, so I am going to address that.
Oh, okay, got you. You're addressing that's great. I go upstairs and I have Banthus and Xanthis like pat Anthony on the back and give him a good job feel.
And you just see him just like he's just
That's
puffed up
right.
way.
That's why we brought you. Yep, you do me proud. You do me proud.
And
Fausto,
because of
what
this
is the meaning of
situation,
this?
he will get a free XP spend whenever the time comes to increase his stat level.
Merry Christmas.
All right, so sorry, Cord, I did not mean to interrupt you, sir. Please continue.
It's all good.
Fausto, what's the meaning of this?
I have the pearl now.
So you've come
It
as a
will-
thief in the night?
It will remain with me. I will study it. And now it no longer has a hold over Kelmec.
I look at Kelmick, and I look at you.
Silly sorcerer! Don't you think I was holding on to it for a reason? Captain, he's dangerous. That pearl is dangerous and he's eating it like a fool.
Eating it.
This may not be ideal, but I have it now.
This may not be ideal. Whatever! I know there's evil pumping through your veins.
Fausto, you can't swallow that damn thing. Choke it up.
Kelmec, we are all evil.
This isn't time for philosophy. I need you to hurl.
I'm going to try and give you the Heimlich. Don't stop me. I'm trying to burp the baby here.
I will produce the pearl in my own time.
Man, I've been holding on, but fuck. Sorry.
How are we gonna sell the pearl if it's covered in your shit?
Cord, we cannot wait for him to get rid of it himself. It's inside of him. He's the most dangerous member of our crew.
You've come here as a thief in the night to try and steal it out of Kelmick's purse, rather than making your case when you had the chance. This is
Wait,
nonsense.
why
Vomit
are we? Why?
on the ship. Spew.
I run
Are
and jump
we
off
yelling?
the deck and try and turn
I'm
into
going
a
to
bird
grab
again.
him. I'm trying to give him the Heimlich. I'm trying to burp the baby, okay? If he's making it, like, I was right next to him.
Roll, spend the resolve. Roll sorcery difficulty 2.
Why are we yelling? I don't understand. I apologize. Maybe I missed something. The screaming could be down to a 2 if possible. If that's negotiable, I'd prefer it.
All right, so he turns into a bird as I'm chasing him, right?
Oh no.
Yes,
I
he
grab
does.
the bird.
Go ahead and do a melee check. Fausto, go ahead and roll slash 2d20. I'll be using alternate stats for you as a bird. Holy fuck stains. Fausto, you you whoa fucking wing it. Like Cord comes in for the grab and you're just like zoop. I don't fucking think so. And gone.
All right, back to the other ship.
Yeet.
All right.
Also, nice on the roll, by the way.
Captain, we have to flag Lambro and tell him that he has a traitorous sorcerer that has an evil pearl in his stomach riding on his ship.
And,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna be like,
All right, Kelmick, tell me, what do you think that pearl is going to do to him?
I don't know. I could barely hold on to it myself. It had a magnetic. It made my heart. It's evil. I can't explain it.
Right. That's why I don't want you holding on to it. It's
Why are
evil.
we yelling? Why are we yelling?
Because a bird man just came and swallowed some.
So I saw
valuable MacGuffin.
I saw the magic band come here and the fucking flutter off. I get that, but why are we yelling?
He ate the pearl.
Because this evil pearl was just transferred from the
I'm
meekest.
sure it was just a regular pearl. No one needs to be fucking worried on this ship. Everything is fucking fine. Kelmick, it's fine. It'll be fine. She gestures as if to be like, shut the fuck up. You're spewing shit and people hear you. And if you keep talking like this, I will be the next one who jumps overboard because I am sure the fuck not going to be on a ship where bad news is being spread like this.
yeah, I mean, like, I'm probably gonna just like so you come up to him and put it in my hands, and Kelmick can be like,
Kelmick, listen to me. There's other shinies on the sea. You lost one pearl. We'll steal it back when the time is most apt. Take it once, you can take it twice. Let's just keep it together, all right? And I will let Lambro know.
and I'll go to like make a quick flag as if though to say
What's the flagging for? Your sorcerer stole the magic pearl as a bird.
I'm just gonna say parlay soon.
I would acknowledge that. Acknowledge it.
All right, so are we ready to keep the ships moving? I'm ready to just pass you guys on to Tortage without doing any further rolls if you guys are happy.
Yeah.
I would try and have a meeting before Tortage about the
Yeah.
whole Pearl situation.
I would say probably that, and I would like to get onto the other ship before we get
Oh
to
yeah,
the-
you could definitely get onto the other ship.
I
There's no
get
problem
the
with that.
second I get back onto the other ship, I look over at Lambro and say, never again. Never. Get on.
I see
Never.
you've enjoyed your stay.
Never fucking again. Never again. Anthony, you did amazing. I'm so proud of you. Bantis, get back to your normal stations, Antis.
Anthony just immediately gets on the ship. He's going running to wherever Aaron is, right? I
Yes,
mean, just
go
like
find him. Yep, go find
Aaron!
him. It's a pleasure. Thank you so
did
much.
you see that?
Never
Aaron, did you
forget.
see that? Did you
You
see our
hear
ship?
me?
That was me.
Yes,
That was me. That was all
again.
me. That was
I will
all
never
me.
do it again.
That was you?
That was me.
And you have a
Awesome.
conversation that needs to be had with the other captain. It was a wonderful time on that other ship, and it was so short-lived. I'm going downstairs.
She takes her pumpkin spice with her.
I'm gonna be
bullshit.
like,
Yeah, so Lambro, the wee little officer meeting. Fausto came aboard our ship as a bird, and
I'm saying this like kind of quiet, like
he stole the pearl. He ate it. It's in his guts.
So this
Okay.
would definitely be at least the next day before you guys pull over before Tortage, right? I mean, you're not going to stop in the middle of the night. You need to keep going.
Yeah.
So this would be at least a day later. This is actually a really important question, Fausto. What are you doing about the pearl situation?
I'm glad you asked, because as soon as Fausto would get back in his cabin, I guess I'd be the first reaction would be, get it out, start trying to force puking. But I think first Fausto would try and see if he could actually sit down and meditate on it and see if he could focus on it since it's like literally inside of him, and absorb something from it that's not just material, and breaking it down,
Okay, so do a sorcery check. Difficulty. We're gonna say so.
Yeah.
This is an important one. Okay, difficulty 3.
Yeah.
You can spend the doom.
Yeah, I'm going to spend 1 doom on it.
Please do.
Safety first.
Poop safety
yeah.
first.
All right, here we go.
So, as you're standing there meditating, the first thing, or you're sitting there meditating, the first thing that happens is Claudius comes up, right? And you can hear him behind you. He kind of clacks his claws and he's like,
It is inside of you. It is inside of you.
and then he gets completely silent and walks away. Right? It's almost like he can realize what's going on.
Okay.
And as you sit there and you feel on this thing and you think about it, and you're trying to find out more about it and meditate on it, you begin to get flashes in your mind, and the flashes are of these winged creatures that stand twice as tall as a man with tentacles for face and mouths full of teeth, just wreaking havoc upon areas on the coast. There's primeval humans primeval humans that are kind of wandering around that these creatures just completely ingest, and some of them round them up and do weird experiments on them, and you see them sinking back into the ocean and dying in, combat with other creatures that are just beyond your reckoning. And all of this does something to you. It's a terrible, terrible thing that it does. So much so that it ruins it lowers your permanent resolve by 1, but it increases your sorcery by 1.
Oh, wow.
As you begin to become more and more insightful on these otherworldly creatures. And as you're doing all of this, the thing that starts to fracture your mind, and the reason why you lose this resolve permanently, is because you feel the mind of something unfathomable, something larger possibly than even Dagon, turn its gaze upon you for a moment, as if it's looking upon you from relay. And it's at that point that you sever the connection, because you know to stare any longer would result in probably your loss of everything. So only your sorcery, not your focus. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I saw that you did it.
expertise, right?
Yep, I saw that you already did it.
Okay.
But the one thing that you recognize from all of this is that if you do not get that out, and you do not relieve yourself of it, the eyes of that creature will continue to watch you.
All right. Then at that point, I would start trying to puke it up.
Discipline check, difficulty 1, considering everything that just happened. And Claudius is kind of like hovering around you right now. You're able to get it up. You're not allowed to spend that momentum on puking, though. So the minute that you puke this thing up, Claudius snags it up.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
What does he do with it?
He's trying to scuttle away. He's trying to sand crab away from you.
Oh, I would stop him.
Okay, you ready? You ready for some hot Fausto on Claudius action?
I wouldn't attack him, but I would be like, What are you doing? Why do you take the pearl?
To send it where it belongs, human. Send it where it belongs.
I would let him take it.
So Lambro, you're probably up on deck as all the ships are starting to pull up next to each other to get this officer thing, and you see Claudius come running out from below deck with his big crab claw, something super shiny. He's running over to the edge of the ship.
Which edge of the ship, though? Which edge of the ship?
We'll say to the starboard side.
Is that
Actually,
the side we're on?
I don't know. High or low?
Low.
Oh, yes! Yes, it is. Right on your side of the ship. I mean, there's a gap in between you two, but yes, he's running up with this thing going...
Oh, God. I definitely put a hand... Are we still in the launches?
Yes.
Put my hand on Kelmick when I see that shit.
And where's Fausto at this point as it runs up on deck?
He's in his room.
So he's not chasing it?
No.
I would shout for him and be like, what sort of nonsense is going on? The crab has Kelmic's pearl.
Boop! Overboard it goes. Like the goddamn heart of the ocean. It's just gone.
I am prepared to bear hug Kelmic when he witnesses this.
I immediately shout for someone to throw the casting nets. Throw the casting nets.
Somebody said, all right, fuck it. I'll throw the casting nets when she said that. Or Aaron, what are you doing?
You
holding the ship steady while we're docked?
Pretty much.
Can Anthony throw the casting nets because Anthony is used to
because he's a little
Wrangling
bitch.
small things.
So Kelmic, you witnessed this.
Fishing was a...
Because he can follow orders.
How does Kelmic respond?
Yeah, that's what my next question was going to be.
Well, Kelmic's frozen. He's a little confused as to why the crab has the pearl now, or did have the pearl. It's gone now. For reference, that was the pearl that we used to get into the area to do the deal with the Lich, right?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh God. Okay, so yeah, Kelmec's just gonna wait to see Fausto. He's not going after it. He knows he can't.
After
I am
you're a soldier, I just give you a pat and I say, remember what we've discussed. This changes nothing for us. And yeah.
I was shouting. I'm hoping that hopefully someone, like I said, if that casting net can somehow catch, and if not, maybe it catches fish right now. There's not a loss in this right now for me.
Yeah, if Anthony's doing one, if we have an extra one, I'm throwing that also.
So, Anthony, being the tryhard that he is, right? Just like his older brother.
Hey.
Says, get the casting nets, right? You all yell, get the casting nets. And he sees the crab, what he's doing is the crab goes running up and the crab goes, bloop. Anthony literally dives into the water.
Oh no. Oh no.
And swims down and grabs a hold of the pearl.
As he grabs a hold of, the second I see him go over, I throw the casting nets after him. I'm like, I'm helping her now because man overboard. Into this person to have him drowned. So I just.
Well, so the nice thing about this, and to proceed forward, make it a little easy, is that he comes up and he's right next to the launch with Kelmic and Cord in it.
All right. So does he have it in his hand?
Yes, he does.
All right. So I grab the upturned hand.
Oh, it's no. Oh no. It is like this.
Okay.
Anthony, give it to me. Anthony, give it.
We're gonna let him into the launch. I'm gonna let him into the launch.
And so he doesn't even reach for hands. He does one of these, elbows himself up, and kind of pulls in, and he scuttles over to a corner.
All right.
Okay,
so
Xanthus.
Before any scuttling occurs, I'm right next to him, and I kind of grab him by the scuff of his collar, and I kind of cough and look at Kelmic.
And he immediately just elbows off
Anthony, everything's gonna be fine. You're going to keep it. Everyone, everything's fine. Anthony, that was amazing. That was amazing diving, and you have earned your treasure. But we need to have a small meeting on your great prize that you've earned. Why don't you come downstairs?
Yeah. I'm gonna
with
look
the
up.
captains?
I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna slide my cutlass out, put it right to his fucking throat, and say,
Listen, boy, there's two kinds of rules by thieves. One, where we discuss these things, and one, where I got you like a little fish. Now
He did
open
not
the
steal.
palms.
He didn't steal anything. In fact, he rescued it. So I would remove your fucking blade if you wouldn't have shit if it wasn't for him. So remove it quickly.
I'll eat
As
it.
she talks
Don't eat
back,
it. Do not-
Kelmec snaps
don't
his whip
eat
at
it.
her face.
Do not eat it.
I'm like,
Can I see any of this or hear any of this?
Oh no, so this is how it's going, okay? So let me paint the picture, right? This is the lovely GM painting the picture. So you have a launch, right? you have Cord, you have Kelmick, and you have probably like 1 or 2 other officers in there. You now have Antony in there in one of the corners, holding on to this stone for dear life with a cutlass up to his neck.
It does not look good. Look.
And you wait, because looking down is Lambro, Caitlin, and Claudius. Right? Caitlin and Cord are having this argument. Kelmick whips the whip up towards her, at her face. So before you guys continue, I need to know what Aaron and Fausto are doing. I can't believe this is happening. Where's Alpha Wolf Zero causing all this inter-party conflict? Like this doesn't even seem right without him. So Aaron, Fausto, what are the 2 of you doing before I let you guys on deck continue? Sorry.
Fausto would be recovering from puking up the pearl and making himself decent, I guess.
It's doing
So
his
still
hair.
back in his cabin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Putting
what
on
are
his
you
bone
doing, sir?
headdress.
Bone headdress.
I mean,
put on.
Is Anthony still in the water grabbing this pearl? Like that's what?
No, he's on that launch now
Oh, he's on the launch.
with Cord and Kelmick, and Cord has a cutlass up to his neck.
So I'm gonna run up to it. Hey, what's the big idea? He didn't do anything wrong.
And now you all can go back to arguing.
I'm like really clearly just gonna state
There's 2 kinds of rules among thieves, either by strength or by mutual agreement. The agreement is, Kelmick holds the pearl.
strength is, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut his throat just a little.
I would immediately.
Eye contact, and I'm not 2 options.
Last time I checked, you're not captain on this fucking ship.
Hey, he was getting the pearl. It fell. He didn't do anything wrong, asshole.
You don't have the authority on this fucking ship. So I would watch your fucking merit. And I look over at the rest of the crew as if to have them Riley get behind me and say, last time I fucking checked, Cord. So if anyone stole anything, then we will talk about it. But
you think you're a big man, Cord? I'm starting to take my shirt off. You think you're a big man? Come on up here, I'll show you who's a big man, motherfucker.
Lambro,
Let's go.
you have been so patient, my captain. Please, what is Lambro saying now? You've been so patient. I know you've been trying to get. You've been doing what a captain's supposed to and letting everybody get their words in. What's Lambro doing? I've been saving up for you, buddy.
So as it's all going on, I'm just watching. I've watched Cord pull out and draw a little bit of blood on the guy who's never even shaved yet. I see Kelmick getting ready to whip Milady. I see Milady dropping it like it's hot. I see Aaron ripping his shirt off and showing us his boyish chest. And I get distracted momentarily. And I don't want to shout too loud because I'm in my house, but I would just shout, "Halt! All of you!" And I would shout to get everybody's attention and to stop. And I would just have my hand on my saber. And I would say, "Cord, back off. Kelmick, back off. Milady, you as well, Aaron. Put your shirt on." And then I'd walk up to Anthony.
He's
and I
there,
would
you
say-
remember you're on your deck and he's down in the launch, right? So
Okay.
sorry.
So-
continue.
Okay, then I would just stay up there and I would look at Anthony and I'd be like, "Anthony, you did yourself a great service for our ships. That is somebody else's property that was not that was taken. We will return it to that owner, and we will find you something to suffice."
Who, the crab? The
With your
crab threw it
sacrifice.
overboard, Captain! The crab threw it overboard! I
I'm gonna
rescued it!
I look at Kelmick and I say, "Take it."
Don't you dare! Aaron! Caitlin, help!
I'm on top of him. I'm trying
Yes.
to rip it out of his
Oh,
paw.
there's so much wrestling going on down there. Give me a strength check, Kelmick. I think it's strength.
I mean, can I give him a steely
Braun.
gaze? Can I give a steely gaze? I got my weapon to him, and I'm making it real clear. I've killed a lot of innocent people.
You have killed a lot of folk.
I've killed a lot of
so-
people, and I ain't gonna give a shit about chopping your head off, bitch.
Let's do this in order. Caitlin, one second. Cord, give me a thing check. Do a thing. with the stuff and the people.
Persuade,
That would be a command check. Okay.
All right, I'm copying the
Caitlin.
command.
What is your response to all of this happening?
I want to give like a look to the crew that basically says, like, if Cord follows through with this, then there is no law on this ship. Basically, it says if he strikes, we strike.
Okay,
We'll see. We'll fucking see who goes for that.
Well, let's paint the picture. Okay, we're gonna keep painting the picture. You guys are never gonna get to Tortage ever.
I know. Because right now,
We'll die fighting over a pearl.
what Caitlin wants is just to get at least talk Anthony to get up out of the thing, like out of the little, so we can go talk about this in a quiet manner downstairs, so there's not so many eyes. However, what it looks like is Anthony jumped overboard, saved the pearl, and now we're gonna threaten his life for doing it. And Caitlin's not about that right now, because that shows that, I mean, he did a great service, and we're gonna murder him for it.
And it's her stepson now.
Yeah, I mean, that also is possible. But right now, right now she's invested too much. He's a great asset, and we're gonna try to kill him over a pearl that he saved. That's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm down here in the launch like, I think this kid's a little shit, and I'm not going to let anybody think they can steal from my boy, so I'll decapitate him in a second.
In fact, I'll even go as far as to say, I can't believe you hold a blade to a person who saved your fucking ship days ago. You fucking coward.
Wait.
Wait. All right, hold on. We got other things to handle first. So you're holding this blade to his neck, and you do the steely gaze. He looks back at you, and maybe it's the power of the pearl, or maybe it's Mama Bird up there protecting Baby Bird, or whatever. But he goes, "No, fuck you!" and he spits at you. And so now, Kelmick, you're trying to wrestle this thing away from him?
Yeah.
Brawn check. Difficulty 1.
Sweet. Can you do that for me?
Ooh.
Yes, sir. I will do all the rolls, so that's my roll. And Kelmick. Brawn check. Both of you end up in the water.
All right.
So you had, unless Cord is actually going to slit a throat. Cord, if you're actually going to slit a throat, you'll kill Anthony. Your steely gaze did not work. Kelmick coming up and starting to barrel into this has caused a big disruption on that ship, shifting left and right. Both of them two are going to end up, so it's up to you what happens here.
So I wasn't going to kill him, but then he spat on me. I don't want to cause an inter-party conflict over this shit, so I'm just going to pommel bash him. If I have time, otherwise maybe he goes over the ship before I can even retaliate.
Sure. Do a melee check, difficulty 2, considering that there's a lot going on. The ship is rocking. You got Kelmick coming in.
All right, I did not succeed.
Okay, now. High or low?
High.
So you go for the pummel bash, but your sword just ends up hitting the edge of the boat. Both Kelmick and Anthony end up in the water. What's happening, Kelmick? What's happening? Actually, let's go back. We still got Aaron and Lambro up there. What's happening?
So at this point, they've made it into the water, right?
They're in the water and they're struggling.
I'm throwing a net out to catch them both. And if Aaron wants to assist me, that's where I'm going with this first.
Survival check, difficulty 1, and Aaron, do a survival check with as a assist, please.
Help,
sir.
Or assist, whatever, yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you for not killing Anthony or Cord.
Yeah. Not want to engage in PvP this evening.
Well, I mean, it's technically not PvP if it's against me, right?
No, but it is somebody's follower, so it would feel like a dick move.
Hey, whatever happens, happens. We're all friends here, man. Nobody's gonna.
We about to lose friends here in a second.
So, Lambro,
you have to cross that bridge.
You and Aaron chuck that thing into the water, and it kind of wraps up around the two of them.
Okay.
Caitlin, what's going on with you?
I immediately kind of like, I still hold my stance as I glance over, and I kind of like help to pull them all into the, like, onto the board, but I want to, oh God.
So I do need to mention something to go back to what you had said before. You guys are not in a bubble just standing there doing this, right?
Oh, I know.
The Sea Reaver is over there. All of the crew members on the Sea Reaver, all the oarsmen are standing there. Cord, you look over and you see almost all of the oarsmen getting the oars into the water. You see people going towards the ballista. Like there is bad stuff happening on that ship. Conversely, on your ship, Caitlin, everyone was kind of standing at the rails. You start to see weapons materializing. Boarding pikes, belaying pins, cutlasses.
I'm gonna hold my hands up real quickly, and I shout, "Bolt or fine!"
Yeah, I'm gonna hold up a fist and just like to my crew and yell, "Hold!"
So, I want to point this out so that you all understand something very, very important. What you saw on the Sea Reaver and Dagon's Embrace is that you as captain and Caitlin, you as whatever officer position you're in right now, because it kind of is in flux every so often, but you and Lambro have the utmost loyalty of your crews, that they were willing to turn on one another whenever it looked like that was going to happen. And so you all are able to roll.
Caitlin's just feeling that up real quick. Like,
Mama Bear's getting the love.
and then she immediately holds her hands up and she's like, "He is fine. We will handle this appropriately. What you show today is what brings honor to the Jolly Roger we hoist above our heads." And I point.
And so you're able to pull those two up, and Kelmick and Antony are still arguing and fighting over this thing, right? And there's just like piss and vinegar in Antony that wasn't there before. Kelmick,
And
like angry and like he's just like, "Get the fuck off me! Get the fuck off me! Get the fuck off me! Get the fuck off me!"
And Anthony, deep breath. We're going down. You're gonna hold on to the treasure. Deep breath. We're gonna go downstairs, and we're going to talk about that pearl you hold, okay?
And so if it had been anybody else but you or Aaron, he probably would have spit on them too. But he kind of just looks at Kelmick. Kelmick, are you going to continue fighting with Caitlin saying that? Because you guys are both wrapped up in a net together, like asshole to belly button right now. Well, nose to nose, I guess would be. So,
Kelmick's initial fear from all of this, the sorcerer having the pearl in his possession, is no longer happening. Now it's in the hands of some weak little kids. So, Kelmick isn't as worried about it. He's still fuming because he's been disrespected at least 5 times today. But, yeah, he's holding his composure and awaiting his captain Cord's orders.
I'm going to say, Galmic, let us address this according to the code of the charter, as loot will always be divided on this or any ship. And I will ascend my crew, let the crew of the Sea Reaver know to hold for a moment. Is Dahab on the deck?
Dahab is on the deck.
I'm just going to give him a look and say, we do this by the code. And then I'm going to go to the meeting.
And he gives you, the cross-body salute. And so Antony looks at Kelmick and he's like, "Get away from me!" And then he kind of like pushes back out of the net and kind of huddles up next to Mama Bear.
As I lead Anthony ahead, I'm like, "Walk in front of me. I will watch your back." And as he gets a good distance and he's going down the stairs, I'm gonna lean over to Lambro and be like, "The second he gets out the vision, knock that motherfucker out, please." And I whisper it. I whisper it very quietly to Anthony because I am worried for him because he's losing his shit, but I want it to be seamless because I want it to be out of the crew member's sight, and I want him to feel safe. so that way when we knock him out, we can just take the pearl quietly, and then he'll feel better in the morning. But we want to make sure that 1, the crew doesn't see it, 2, he doesn't see it coming, and we can heal
Okay, so we're
afterwards.
we're walking down now, right? Where are you, Fausto? Are you on deck or are you still below?
Still below.
Okay, so I kind of assert myself in between Milady and Little Boy Blue, and as we're walking down the steps, I kind of pull out the what is
I
it?
shut the door. I'm shutting the door the second we have the opportunities. That way, no one can see this. So as soon as we get into like some type of captain's quarters or wherever we're having this conversation, the door is going to be shut. No vision.
Yeah, I'm finding something that's going to be a blunt object.
A belaying pin is the most common.
Just like one of those little wooden pins,
it's a
basically.
Big wooden pin. It's used used a lot as a improvised weapon on board.
So as we're walking down the steps, I kind of just hoist that up and out, and I shout for Fausto, and I shout, "Fausto, where are you?" And the second I do that, that's when I go for the back of his head.
Clink! And he just drops like a sack of potatoes.
And
because
I
he
grabbed
was so just like, oh my precious, oh yeah, I'm gonna do weird things with you later, right? Like, like he's just holding on to this thing, and he feels safe now that Mama Bear's got his back, and big brother Bear's around there to protect him, and you know the captain's there and had his back, and all of a sudden he just gets a belaying pin to the back of the head and just drops.
And where does the pearl go?
It's still clenched. Like,
so I take the pearl out of his hand, and then I'm gonna toss, because Kelmic's with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just, did Kelmic not follow it down?
No,
with
so
us?
I would be up with Kelmic.
No.
I'd be trying to follow him behind.
Yeah, I would want everybody involved down there.
Okay, so the second I pull it and he's passed out, I check and make sure he's okay. But
yeah, he's okay.
I take the stone and I toss it over to Kelmic, and I say, I do this for my captain, but you pull that shit again, and we will have major problems.
Certainly, and I'm gonna walk up to the boy and clean his blood off on his clothes from my sword before I sheath it again, put up my hands and say, "It has been resolved according to the code, but we must talk about Fausto's indiscretions. I no longer trust his counsel in the matter of the pearl if he's willing to steal it."
You disrespect crew members on this ship again, and we will have bigger problems. You dirty your blade on someone who saves your pearl, and we give it back, we're gonna have even more
We'd all be
problems.
safer with that thing in the fucking drink.
Yeah, well, that's obvious, but it's already happened, isn't it?
To stop.
So as this pearl was flicked at me, Kelmec is going to get out of the way. He's going to make sure that it doesn't like go off, into a hole in the ship or like off board or something, but he's not going to grab it. And he's going to look at Caitlin and be like,
Thank you. Now no one touch that thing, and get Fausto here right now!
What is it, Kelmec? And you realize Fausto's been standing by like since Lambro yelled his name,
wizard.
just off in the shadow somewhere.
Someone better pick up that damn pearl for how much shit it's been causing. Someone better fucking taking care of it, and if it gets back in the fucking water, I swear to fucking Dagon, whoever the fuck is in there, that I will have a nervous breakdown, and you don't want that.
Why is the pearl up here? Claudius took it to offer it back to Dagon.
Hey, sorcerer with the big brain. Did you forget that that's our key to go and speak to that evil deity?
So out of character, would I know that I'd be able to get back in there since the guy, wants us in there now? Or, do we really need the pearls?
You have an idea that because that Skelly Bones, which you missed the session for, ironically, couldn't get to see his master without that key because it had been swallowed by some. What's up with this stone getting eaten? It was swallowed and it had to be extracted by Kelmic. That there's a good chance that you might not have been able to get into there without some type of sorceress intervention.
Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you?
Stop.
Now I'm gonna need you to do me a favor and go and facet one of your magical little things so we can hold this thing with no one getting put under some kind of spell. You think you can manage that? Or are you gonna start a whole mutinous outburst on both boats again?
Kelmick.
I see your points, Kelmick. You are wiser than I once thought.
So
Perhaps
you
I can
admit to
try and
stealing
construct
the pearl,
something.
Fausto.
Stealing the pearl? I was consulted on the pearl, and now I have had my way with it as I needed, and the information I wanted from it has been retrieved.
But you took it from Kelmick without asking. Did you not?
This is true.
And I pluck
Under
a,
my
I pluck a
authority
seagull
as
feather
your-
from his garb.
I would turn my head into a bear and roar at him.
You're gonna have to roll it. Spend that resolve.
That's fine.
God.
That should be a real easy sorcery
Yeah,
check.
difficulty one. That's a technique that you've actually used several times before. With all these freaking things that I've had to listen to over the past week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Difficulty one.
What am I doing?
You're getting roared at in your face, so do a discipline check. Difficulty 2. Nice. So, Fausto turning into a bear, his head turning into a bear and roaring in your face, doesn't even faze you. In fact, like, you could just feel yourself hardening against the sorcerous arts. It's probably going to be really hard for me to remember. Maybe we can do an inventory thing. But on the next sorceress display that's used against you, any type of sorcery that's used against you that's mental, it'll be at an increased difficulty of 1. So, I don't know, add that to your stuff somehow and
Okay.
As a temporary item. But you are just like, whatever, Fausto. Fuck you.
I am
So-
the magician of this crew, and therefore anything sorcerous falls under my domain.
You had your chance to explain it to us at the last meeting. If you told me that you were going to study it and get rid of it so we could be free of it, you would have had my assent. But you came in the guise of a bird to steal the night. We can't be stealing from each other. The crew knows they're not stupid. They'll catch on, no matter whatever you want to say on deck. They'll figure it out. And if they figure officers steal from one another, what's to stop them from following suit?
So this is my thought. Punishments need dealt. We had officers disobeying orders from a captain, from both captains. We have thievery. And now we have shown the crew that this is acceptable. So how do we make this right? Do
Well,
we whip
Captain Lambro,
those
if I
who are
may,
at
if I
fault?
may have a word. Captain Cord and I have already thought on this position.
Aye, we have had a thought. Matter.
Fausto, we feel disrespected.
Indeed.
I'm offering you this stone. You can have it, as long as you don't have it on your person. I need that magical thing fastened up. But here's the thing. You know as well as I do it grants power. And obviously you aren't 100% trustworthy. So until we give that pearl back to that lich, we want the monkey paw. So we can make sure we can keep you in line if anything happens again.
I agree
When the
to
pearl is
these
gone,
terms.
we give you back the monkey paw.
Well then, I'm glad we've had an amicable solution.
So I
That's
looked at
great,
Captain-
but we also need some type of apology or something of show of faith from what you've done to fucking Anthony on the fucking ship.
That
From
boy
you.
disrespected me, and I would have had his
Disrespected
head.
me while doing his fucking job.
That spoiled
And
shit
saved
runs
the
ahead and does
fucking
whatever
ship.
he wants.
He
You don't keep
saved
him in
your
control.
fucking ship. I don't keep him under control. I asked him to do something and he took care of it. What do you mean?
He's always running around out ahead of you, obsessed with doing whatever his mind comes to.
In saving your fucking ship?
He lacks
Saving the pearl? Discipline isn't a hard knife on the throat, Cord. Or maybe that's what you rule your ship under.
Captain Cord, if I may be so kind, I'd have to agree with Caitlin. Anthony was under the spell of that pearl when he disrespected you, sir. Fausto and Anthony, they
were upset.
They have their
that does explain their actions.
They have their reasons. The only one that seems to keep disrespecting us over and over and over again with no sort of sorceress puppet master is that one that's talking to you right now.
Indeed, that is most unfortunate. I will excuse the actions of your boy, although he is clearly ill-tempered. You must break him and make him more agreeable, or he will surely lead you to ruin. And if you want ruin, take it. As for me, I've killed many men, women, and the occasional innocent child for far fucking less. So if he crosses me again, I'll serve you his head, and I don't care for excuses or respect. And I'll have you know I've sailed with these men for years. So if you think a week or two of milk and honey have turned them to your side, we'll see whose heads roll should my brawn be called to question. You don't know what I did in the southern fields, in the killing jungles, in the red campaigns, or why they want me in every country from sea to fucking sea in the south. But I can coach you on that boy in a quick anatomy lesson.
She kind of gives like it's almost as if she's won the conversation a little bit as she smirks and she says, right, because that worked so well for your previous captain.
Heimdall was incredibly successful up until he fucked us.
I kind of step between both of you and I say, stop before this gets out of hand, before things get worse, and we all say things we don't mean. We need to start working together. The situation's resolved, and one punishment's going to be dealt, so the crew of both ships will learn some discipline.
Aye.
Kelmac, hand me your whip.
Ooh-wee! Which one?
Oh, God.
Your regular whip.
Okay.
So I hand it, and I say, everybody up on deck.
All right.
Okay.
We all
Here
go
we
up
go.
on deck. So I call everybody around. So everybody.
Oh, before we do, because we still have Anthony passed out. So
Yeah,
I do need
Anthony's
to,
just slumped on the
so
deck.
I do need to roll a heal check on Anthony, and I'm gonna lay him down somewhere like comfortable, and I'm gonna have Xanthus like watch over him so he doesn't freak the fuck out when he wakes up, because he's gonna freak the fuck out when he wakes up.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. And you don't have to worry about doing a healing check or anything. Like he's going to be fine. He's going to be out for a little bit. He's going to get moved over. I do need to ask one question before you continue, Lambro. Aaron, what have you been doing during this meeting? I know that there's been a lot of yelling, loud noises. What has Aaron been doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep a level head about it. I kind of let myself a little too loose trying to fight this guy, and now he's up. You know, now that he's in my face, I'm a little more like, yeah, this guy's the real fucking deal. So I probably should keep my mouth shut and see how this progresses, unless Anthony's life is at stake, which it's not. I mean, if he gets whipped for acting up a little bit, that's fine by me.
Okay, just wanted to hear what you're doing there, Aaron, because I wanted to see if you're gonna shirts off out back again or not. So
No. I put myself in check a little bit.
Gotcha. Lambro, please continue, my friend.
So I get up on deck, and I look around, and I say, everybody gather around. Alataro, come to my side.
And so Alataro comes up. He's kind of puffing on his pipe, and he looks... Normally, this individual is incredibly hard to read, but he is... There is something in his eyes, like... What the fuck is going on? Like, he doesn't voice anything, though. He keeps it to himself, and he kind of just chews on the stem of his pipe.
Okay, so the other ship can see and hear, right?
Probably not here, but they can definitely see. You guys are close, maybe like 2 or 3 turns of a hard row away. If you yell, maybe enunciate somehow, they might catch like bits of it, especially since it's calm seas, it'll carry across.
I think
Sure.
they'll see the whipping, though. Yeah.
Okay, so I would look to Altaro and I'd be like, bring Fausto forward and secure his arms up on ropes. So he's like this.
So Alatero walks up to Fausto and he kind of looks at Fausto. He says, "Did you hear the captain?"
Do as he says.
I do not have to worry about you casting some hex at me at the middle of the dark.
You do not. You have nothing to fear.
And so he grabs you and he wraps up your wrist, kind of ties the knot, grabs the line and pulls it down so that you stretch out.
So once he's all set up, I kind of step back and walk around the deck a little bit and try and form what I want to say. So I look and I say, we are one team. We are pirates. We thieve. We steal. We take what we want. But what we don't do is we take from our brethren. That is not okay. In this instance, the punishment will be 10 lashings. Let this all be a message to the rest of you. So I kind of step back, unlather the whip. Anything you have to say, Fausto?
Just get this over with.
And as he says that kind of mid-sentence, that's when I crack the first lashing.
And it whips, the sound just whips across the sea, and a red lash appears across Fausto's back. What's Fausto do in response?
Tries to do nothing.
And then Lambro, another one?
Yes.
And so the whip crack comes across the ocean, as these seas are very calm and the wind is just very, very slight from the northeast. And another red line appears across Fausto's back. And again...
Captain, it looks like my whip's fraying. My whip is fraying. I understand that you would like to punish Fausto, but it looks as if my whip is fraying. So maybe that would be enough?
I'm gonna put my hand in Kalmik and be like, Kalmik. You said so it will be.
So, would I know if a frayed whip would be worse to the punishment or
it's
worse
just going
to
to
him?
be damaging the whip, possibly destroying it, maybe not even giving him as hard of a, because it's that whipping action and the movement through the air and the speed at which it goes is what causes the damage. It's not the leather itself, right? It's that whipping motion. A frayed whip probably wouldn't get the same motion. In fact, it'd be a little less.
Okay. And there are no other whips on board besides his super special one?
There's probably whips.
Okay. So then I'd gather it up and hand it back to him. We will fix it, Kelmick. And I would ask for another one.
And so Alatero goes and gets you a whip. Are you going to proceed through this entire process of desecrating Fausto's back?
Yeah, he's going to get 10.
Fausto,
total.
do me a discipline check. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
And Kelmick, please check the chat on Foundry.
Cool.
See it? Fausto.
No.
Should be spoken by Anthony. Whenever you see it, it'll come up on the chat inside of Foundry. Kelmick, you are able, or I'm sorry, Fausto, you're able to hold strong the entire time.
Check your Discord, Kelmick.
While Lando administers the punishment. Kelmick, anything you want to say?
Captain, it seems like there's a sail on the horizon.
Cord, get to your ship. Alataro, release Fausto. Lady,
Yeah, we're gonna...
check on his health.
Me and Kelmick are gonna
Prepare
fuck off.
ourselves.
Get right over the ship.
And that is where we're gonna stop for today. So before we end, I always like to go around Robin and do see what the characters are feeling and thinking. So let's start with Aaron up there in the upper left-hand corner, if we could. What's going through Aaron's mind right now?
So I can't imagine that I've seen a lot of these, public punishments, more or less. I mean, the only punishment I've probably seen is the mutiny that we did to the shitty cat and that tried to fuck us. So at this point, I'm kind of, I'd say probably feel a little bit of resentment about what's going on with Anthony. Probably, I imagine I feel like it's unfair, especially given the context of dealing with these otherworldly magical items. So, will that come to play, in the next session? Probably. Will I raise my concerns? I'm sure I will. But for the time being, I'm just harboring a lot of resentment.
And I'm gonna go kind of around to do tabletop anthology so that we can get your guys' shows on the Lady Saito and Diesel Shot here towards the end. Fausto, aside from the pain that's writhing through your body right now, what's going through your? By the way, from this punishment, you've gone down to 0 on your health, and you've taken 1 wound. What's going through Fausto's mind right now?
Okay. Probably didn't think it was going to be that many lashes, I guess. But otherwise realizes that this was all caused due to his failure to fully cast the spell as he wanted to. And, if he had just not been caught, that's what Fausto's thinking.
Captain Lambro, you've just administered a punishment to a crew member of your ship that can cast magic. What's going through your mind right now, my friend?
Well, he's pissed about the whole situation. Just the whole way it went down, the arguments, and really the source of it was Fausto, not just simply saying, I can do this, let me take control, I'll give it back. So that's got him pissed off because that display happened in front of everybody. And now we're all caught with our dick in our hands with a sail on the horizon. And I got a wounded guy that needed punished. So I'm not happy.
Kelmick, and thank you, Lambro. What is going through Kelmick's mind right now?
So, a weight has definitely been lifted off of Kelmek's shoulders in the sense that he knows that pearl isn't currently, at least he doesn't think so, affecting anyone based on the way that, it interacted with him. He's not very happy with what happened on ship today, but he is relieved that in the end, most things were able to be settled without violence. Nixed the captain having to whip Fausto in front of the crew. So, he feels a little slighted by some of the people on Dagon's Embrace, but this was more of a team building exercise in his mind. Like he feels good about the outcome, but his heart is racing because he has no idea what this ship is. So, and he knows that our most powerful asset, our sorcerer, is now whipped into mincemeat. So, yeah.
Thank you, Cord. And so now we go over to Cord, played by Diesel Shot's very own Lee. Lee, if you could let me know what's going through Cord's mind right now, and then follow it up with what Diesel Shot's going this week, I would appreciate it, sir.
Cord's thinking,
Wow, before I was the captain, I would have been in Caitlin's position, trying to keep people from each other's throats. But now that I'm in this seat, I have to make it clear that I'm not going to let Kelmick get robbed, even though in my heart, I know Fausto did the right thing by trying to get that damned magic off our fucking ship. If only he trusted me enough to tell me his plan, I would have helped him. But now, as it is, I can't let my men think I'm going to sell them out to a wizard the moment things get tough. But, all this done, if there's some prize or foe on the horizon, it could be a new gust of wind in all our sails, and all this will be yesterday's misery to make light of over tomorrow's merrymaking. And I'm definitely gonna kill that little shit if he gets in my way one more time.
And catch us Mondays, 8:30 p.m. through midnight 30 Eastern on Diesel Shot for High Road. Wednesdays, we have 7 to 9 p.m. Arkspire Cools are the number stream, sponsored by Full Spoon Entertainment. They're great. Check them out. Thursdays, Fallout is now concluded as of last week, so that spot is currently blank. You might see new things, and they're coming up soon. But that's all for us right now. Always a pleasure to come and play with the Tabletop Anthology game and Milady Saito.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, man. Wow, what a fucking game. This is so good, and it's still got just a little bit more to go because the wonderful and beautiful Milady Saito. What is going through Caitlin's mind, and if you could tell us what's going on with your channel.
Currently, she is absolutely just furious, and all she can think about is like, one, she's happy, so she's like, oh, thank God, like the bonding thing worked out like I needed it to, but this was a waste right before we're supposed to be going to an area that's supposed to be a chance to lose crew members, and now there's a fucking ship in the distance, and there's a little bit of resentment for how everything went down, and there's a moment like she goes, even if Lambro tells me to go over there, it will never happen again. Let the Sea Reaver, and in her mind is, let the Sea Reaver swim itself.
And so what's going on in Milady Saito's channel?
Oh, yes, on my channel, we are doing a lot of tabletop games because it's Halloween and all the wonderful stuff that's going around. We play tabletop games on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. We're playing Curse of Strahd. It's an aftermath of Curse of Strahd, where we bring in Dracula the Dragon, which is pretty fucking cool in its own aspects. And some really cool things that are run by Rishi, who's running the Curse of Strahd for this year. We have a water marsh type feeling, I guess. Washmart, I don't know what the fuck people call it. But Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays is all the same universe and butterfly effects across the board. So I'm constantly paying attention to each table, and it's really cool if you watch all sessions, how each one of them affect each other. We play Dead by Daylight and party games in the middle of that, so that's always fun. We also have a Halloween session that's happening on the 30th. It's going to be a big Halloween party. We're doing a Halloween craft contest, which is going to be a $50 gift card for the winner of the craft contest. The details are in the Discord. If you definitely need to check it out, if you need a link to my Discord, it is on my Twitter or on my Twitch. Definitely join us. You can also get the details on Twitter if you don't want to join the Discord. There's also a Halloween costume contest. If you win the Halloween costume contest, whatever picture you submit will be turned into art, which you can do whatever you want with. So it's a lot of stuff. I love my community very much so, and you guys deserve everything, and I want to celebrate Halloween with hype as much as you guys bring me hype every day. And it's always a pleasure to be at this tabletop. Thank you so much for letting me play.
Oh, it's the pleasure is all mine, believe me, for the rest of us. We love having both of you all here with us at Tabletop Anthologies. So thank you for playing with us. Both of you bring a very unique perspective and a unique flavor to the game. In fact, all the players here do, and it made my life as a GM incredibly easy. I just sit back a lot and try not to laugh and drown you guys out. So Tabletop Anthologies this week, possibly on Saturday. It's still kind of up in the air. Possibly could have Curse of Strahd. More info about that coming in our Discord. On Sunday, we have Alien RPG Colonial Marines at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we're starting a system where we're going to be alternating our Tuesday games. So every other Tuesday will be our Conan the Pirates game. In the alternating time, we're going to be doing the Dune RPG with our own homebrew house. So the House Mortagaunt. And then next week, possibly Curse of Strahd. But on Saturday, next week, the 23rd, I believe it is, we're doing a very special game of Shiver. a Kickstarted RPG with a 80s horror theme or feel to it, where we are essentially doing Cabin in the Woods with about 8 players or so, and the audience is the controllers. So you, my audience, will be attempting to kill all of my players. And Milady Saito will be there. Cord will possibly be there. Pat from Diesel Shot will possibly be there, hopefully. And Kelmick and Fausto will actually be helping me co-GM. So we got 2 GMs to torture all of you. It's going to be a great time. And we have Judge Dredd on the 24th, correct, Fausto? Actually, not Judge Dredd, excuse me. We'll be having Judge Null.
Yeah.
Correct? We're doing a one-on-one GM versus player game with Judge Null coming back to action with a Halloween theme. So we love Halloween here at Tabletop Anthologies, and I think we got one more thing to do before our raid. Correct, Lambro? What do we need to do here? I think we need to ask somebody something, right?
I'm muted over here, just blabbering on.
Talking to
I think
yourself.
we got something to do. So,
I think so.
You know what? It's gonna be Kelmick. Mr. Shiny Protector, Precious. What is best in life?
To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women.
This is good. And until next time, my friends, may Crom watch after you, and if he doesn't, to hell with him.
To hell with him.
Hell with him.